you're going to get invested in it, time invested in it.
Sure. But for Young Pan, this is his first time at this level of competition.
Right.
I saw him at the national team trials. When a country doesn't have very many Sanda fighters in the first place, and you don't have very many in these heavier weight categories, you don't have an opportunity to train at this level too much.
Well, look at the way both of these guys have come out.
Right, but look at the hands.
No points yet. Well, hardly any. They're not connecting, but
Ignat, I was going to say, Ignat's throwing some heavy hands, and this is what happens when you are this young in the fight, in this style of fighting, and you are facing big guys. This is exactly what can happen.
For all the punches that Young Pan did throw, and you can see Marley throwing.
But there's a heavy right hand. There's a heavy right hand from Ignat. That heavy right hand was enough.
That one, yeah, that's the one. And it was just two that scored, so really it was a little bit imprecise from Young Pan. And we hope, again, he's all right. This is the 8th knockout that we've seen today. Sorry, my correction, 9th. We had one just now in the round from Xavier. So Mihai Ignat from Romania, and this is great news for Romania, of course, by having a win. And we just hope that Young Pan from Team USA, the stretches out again. And it has been brutal here on the late on day 4, but we expected it to happen with techniques focused in and getting sharper, and more of these fighters finding that loose area that you were talking about beforehand when they feel that they're fighting their fight. And it wasn't really a situation of Ignat coming up and fighting his own fight, but I think Young Pan gave him enough opportunities, as we watch it here, to hit him clean.
As you see, Young Pan doesn't know how to defend very well.
Yeah.
So all of his hands were down. He didn't cover his face at all. Look at where his hands are, and look at the punch. That his hands are flailing.
Yeah, and that
so
one
he never had any hands up
on the chin.
Right.
And that is the French team. Very happy with Xavier's win, but that hit him clean on the chin, and we really hope the best for him. Once again, big round of applause for the medical staff here at the Historia Sanaya. And he's still not off the late tie yet.
We can't see whether he's alert here, but we're hoping that everything's okay down there. It's just our angle.
Yeah.
But he's down there with a very capable team. They have the gloves off of him. Coaches are there. Assistant head referee is down there, Alexander from Kazakhstan, and they will move him shortly.
So KO in bout number 25, a KO in bout number 26, and of course Xavier's was an 85-kilogram knockout. Young Pan's Mihai's was a 90-kilogram knockout, and we wish the very best for Young Pan. So moving on, we have just 2 bouts left in this session 7. Once again, the Taolu event has already finished, and that is the end of the Taolu event. So all of tomorrow's World Wushu Championships is going to be here on the Sanda Leitai. And this is Stefano Paolo Vickery from South Africa. Brand new nation, I'm expecting, in Sanda, taking on Robin Larsson from Sweden. And there's very, very big Swedish contingent here. And Ellen Oberg, of course, did very, very well earlier on and made herself a finalist. I'll start big.
There is Larsson earning the early points there. And a push kick from Larsson again to give him a punch to knock down Vickery.
These punches are big.
We have seen in our heavier weights, these punches
are heavy.
Can really carry some impact there. Beautiful capture by Vickery to earn 2 points for him, and Larsson's down.
There's so much moisture and perspiration on the late tie. Let's hope these fighters don't move to that area of it before he can get cleaned up.
That's a nice kick from Larsson there, followed up with the roundhouse kick to give him a little mini lead in both fighters.
Right off the late tie. So Robin Larsson.
Larsson has mounted, in some judges' eyes, an 8-point.
Yeah, that's right. 8-point differential, 10-2, 7-2.
Beautiful roundhouse kick and pushed off.
Have we got another knockout? We may have. No, he's okay.
He's
well,
alert, but
he's swaying,
but
and he's been caught by one of the
He took the kick and it
judges.
shook him. And as he turned away from the fight,
Well, I'm actually grimacing because he doesn't look ready enough, but he put his gloves up as he shed the universal sign that he's okay to go on.
Well, you can be sure that Larson's going to capitalize on feeling that he's sort of rocked his opponent a little bit.
Yeah, and there's a big takedown. That's not going to help too much either. He's still a little bit shaky.
Sure. Platform referee's looking in the eyes of Vickery, and Vickery shows us that he's alert. He's quite into this fight by now, and he's able to take down
That's a good
Larson.
takedown. Yeah, and that should give him a little bit more.
He'll get 1 point from that, but Larson's still a good 6 points, 7 points ahead.
He's double digits on all judges now. With a minute left, still the chance for the big hit. Is this going to be the big takedown?
No, it will be a push off, and he's going to
second push off.
Credit to Vickery to hold on there.
He's done well. He's done really well in this round.
You see both fighters trying to use their hands to give some punches in here to gain some points, and there is Larson going for another push off.
Yeah.
But
he's got 43 seconds to get it.
Yeah, Vickery's been able to neutralize him a couple of times.
I think Vickery may have walked off that big hit beforehand now because he's looking a little bit, well, he's still.
There's a nice little takedown from Larson to earn him another point there.
13-3, 11-4, 11-3, 11-4, 13-3.
It's a lot for Vickery to come back for in this round. But what he has to hope is that he really makes his presence known, and he's throwing a lot of punches out there, but unfortunately, footwork not very focused, and there he's taken down by Larson again.
It almost seemed for a minute there, for a second, that Robin Larson was moving around him as he was fighting, looking for the takedown, looking for the shui, possibly even looking for the big kick.
Well, Vickery wasn't very grounded, so Larson was able to do that.
Great
as you can see, Vickery's legs a little bit lethargic. He's throwing the punches out, but not with the speed that he had earlier in the round. And we're 50 seconds in, so you have to wonder about oh my goodness, and that kick is the fight's over now.
A jump kick?
Yeah, but it's over now.
Yeah, it's got to be.
His hands will go up, but I think I wouldn't be surprised that. Yes.
It looks, it's over and done with. Right. Well, what is the name of that technique? We haven't seen that technique. That's a full jump?
Well, it was a sort of a jumping side kick there, or jumping front kick. We'll see it again. Yeah,
it was
foot sort of to the side, but it's just right after the ting, and it's the jumping. Would be what a skipping side kick looks like, but his foot was on an angle there, and so Larson of Sweden has just moved on with a convincing victory there over Vickery of South Africa.
And we can now tell you that Robin Larson actually came up to the commentary box yesterday. He was very impressed with it. Now he's going to go home and with a massive cartwheel out of it.
Who says the Sanda fighters don't know how to show some flair?
That's beautiful from Robin Larson. Well done. And congratulations to him. And it was, well, credit to Vickery. He's jumped straight back in the late tie, and it was a big hit that he took.
Sure.
So, Robin Larson through.
But here again was an example of how heavy some of those blows are.
Yeah, absolutely.
With our heavier weights, when they can muster fast hands and fast feet.
So, we've got Mihai
Golipar and Andres from Czech Republic.
Dreza Golipar from Iran and Petra Ondrus, that's right, from the Czech Republic. And already just 10 seconds in, and
Golipar I know we've seen before.
Yes, we have. I'll dig out exactly when.
If we haven't seen him, I certainly have seen him in a
I don't think
competition.
We've seen him in this competition.
I've seen him in a competition.
And therefore, I'm sure he's already at a certain level, which is going to be good enough.
So the question is, what kind of fight Petra is able to mount?
Well, so far, all the semi-finalists, or the quarterfinalists, have been decided by knockout in the 90-kilogram plus.
That's a nice roundhouse kick there from Golipar.
pass it through with a KO as
Petra's
well.
able to take it. Another jumping roundhouse kick that's really mounted points. He's in double digits, and we're just in the first 45 seconds of the fight.
Well, the alarming trend is
Roundhouse
that the last
thigh.
3 fights in this class, 85, 90, and 90 kilogram, have all been knockouts. This is the final bout of session 7.
Well, I want to show you, even if we haven't seen Golipar in the fight, you mentioned something about the tape. You see this bright blue tape.
Yeah,
and this is,
yeah.
So,
now we can see exactly where it is.
yeah.
That's a big kick.
Beautiful push kick. It's just simple. Simple push kick, earned him 2 points, and he's 10 points ahead. Push.
Well, that was a big
That
kick.
side kick and a roundhouse kick. He just scored.
That's
if we're
another
not
one.
careful, you see
Wow.
the head judge up,
Yeah.
because all 3 of those kicks were not responded by our fighter.
And right now
Peter's
he's
strong,
moving around.
but
Petra,
yeah, Petra is there. There's a concern about taking these 3 unresponded techniques and firepower coming from hands and legs of Golipar.
well,
beautiful.
there's another big one. And
Yeah.
credit to Petra on this for taking these kicks
Well,
to the face.
He says,
He's put his hands up. He says he's fine.
He says he's fine, but we also have seen 4 kicks now that he had no response reaction to.
It's 21-1, 21-2, 22-2. So Golipar has a chance to make it big points. Didn't connect there. I wonder if we're going to see more than the 24. That's the maximum.
There's some strong hands. He's at will firing. Spinning hook kick. Beautiful.
And Petra Ondas is getting caught in the face a lot here. We have seen 24. Is he going to make it 25? 24 still remains as the most amount of points, but look at that, 22-1, 22-2.
There's your...
There's the 25.
So,
final scores, 22-1, 22-2, 24-4, 21-22. Wasn't called.
Petra said, I'm okay, but the scores say otherwise. He's strong
Yeah,
enough to take
yeah.
the technique, but the scores say that Golipar really dominated this round
Look at these kicks
in
he's
an
taking
impressive
to the
way.
face.
Look at that roundhouse kick from his front leg, just easily flicking up for a roundhouse kick.
So, round 1, definitely, and if you just look at his face now, he gets a bit of a breather. There's Petra Ondas.
Petra is a strong fighter. He's sturdy for sure.
Yeah, well, he just took 3, maybe 4 really big hits from a 90-plus kilogram fighter that is agile and adept. And I have to ask you now, Tony, where did you see this man? And what was he doing?
I believe I saw him in other championships there as a platform referee. His name sounds familiar to me. I'll have to check my stats.
It actually has to say, if as a platform referee you can remember fighters coming in and doing that, then he has to have done something quite incredible for that to happen.
You'll end up refereeing quite a few matches there in the World Championships.
But that's what I mean, for the name to come out. I'm standing all this data here, and you can remember. There's another kick to the face.
He's got a fast front leg and a hook to complement it. So,
Oh, what a great switch.
yeah,
Transition. It's a transition. And there's another big kick. It's amazing how much Petra Ondas has managed to take.
Petra is a sturdy. He's like a tank up there. He's able to take this. He's not scoring.
Yeah, he's not scoring, but he is absorbing.
It's a push side kick there. Didn't score.
I wonder if this is a rope-a-dope. Well, there's no ropes, obviously, but I wonder if it is that same philosophy
There's
of
another roundhouse kick.
soaking it up, wearing out his opponent, and then coming big. He looks fine.
No,
Maybe, no,
you
he's
see
not.
with
He's
his
definitely-
technique,
yeah,
he doesn't
he's-
have that roundhouse kick to the face.
Was just off. He's
Right.
a little bit, his targeting's off.
He doesn't have the focus in his technique, especially in his legs. He might be a heavy puncher, but he hasn't been able to unleash any of those punches
And he
with Golipar.
doesn't look too solid on his feet. Still, just that firm footing you were talking about to release
He
punches.
looks like he's a boxer, and he has good hands when he's in there, but Golipar has been able to keep his fighting distance enough that Petra hasn't been able to punch him. Look at that.
Yeah,
he's
just
using his leg
keeping
distance.
off.
That's a nice uppercut from
That was a
Petra.
great uppercut,
Nice uppercut.
and it's actually hit Golipar. What a great fight.
Sure.
What a
42
fantastic
seconds.
fight.
His corner's trying to tell him to use those hands. And you'll see him going to his hands more to make a difference there.
Now, Golipar is definitely shaken by one of those uppercuts. Now, can Petro Anders capitalize on this?
That roundhouse kick just earned him a couple of points. He is ahead on the points, but Petro realizes something that we didn't know, that he might have a knockout punch in there if he can get inside, but he hasn't been able to get inside Golipar. There he is fighting out of the clinch. Great strategy from Golipar, but look at the footwork that keeps.
And he pushes him off. He's got 13 seconds, so he's got that card in the pocket now as well. He's got 13 seconds to go for the knockout.
We just saw Golipar look over at the clock. Golipar knows that 13 seconds, he can count this down. Petra is trying to get the knockout and maybe push him off the ring, but
no,
you can bet.
There's
1 second.
The expert eyes of a judge once again, Tony. You could see that happening, and as always, and it was the last fight. Such a pleasure to have you in the commentary box here.
It's been amazing here to be here with you, Jeevan. But what you saw is, you see, Golipar's tired.
Yeah,
that first round even took a lot out of him. Imagine if he had to go a third round there.
Well,
I'm sure he's trained for a third round, but he fought hard.
It's great to see some of the Belarusian team walking by. And so we have Hamidreza, Golipar that goes through. And I should have listened to you just when you said that you remembered his name as a platform judge. I mean, he's got to have made quite an impression on you, Tony, has to be said.
He's a good fighter there.
That would be, if I'm right, from Belarus. Yes, Ilya Varchinia in the red. And that's Mihai Ignat from Romania.
Well, Ignat showed us what he could do against an American fighter that was very, very new to this level of fighting at the international level. But still, Ignat showed us just what kind of power he has behind his technique.
Well, exactly, and you could say also that Yang Pan was probably a little bit defensively behind in that. He was throwing some wild punches, I remember. You can actually see that now, and he took a very big hit. And we hope, of course, as we did yesterday, that all the people that got knocked out yesterday on the Sanda are now making fantastic recoveries. So Belarus in the red, Romania are going to be very proud that they've got their semi-finalist. And I wonder so
thigh kick to earn some points there for.
Wow, big kick. Showing some weapons early on, 15 seconds in. Static, it's very static. There's a couple of fast hands from Ilya. Asked to pull together and start getting in, and that's, well, that leg caught, that could mean
both fighters
end up sitting rather comfortably on the corner. That was well done, and now evaded well.
Some nice round thigh kick, but a takedown there. So Ilya taking the thigh kick, but then turning it into a takedown. 1 point exchange for each fighter.
And standing off each other, so not much points in this yet.
Not in this first minute of the fight.
Wow, a couple of hands there, combination.
Sure. That was a right leg roundhouse kick followed up by punches that helped Ilya go up just a little bit, gaining that cushion there.
And they're going in big.
Actually, I'm sorry. It's Ignat gaining that cushion, and Ilya trying to get him off the platform, but that won't be counted.
That's actually that push off
was counted.
Yeah, that push off has helped Ilya, he's now ahead.
At least by a couple of judges.
Yeah, no, in fact, he's behind. Well, now he's ahead, now he's ahead. But that's how close these are. We're actually watching these scores rise up on the TV monitors ahead of us. And
it's a case that tried to take Ilya down and ended up losing a point there himself. Push kick scored some points by Ilya, and you can say that he's eked out. Actually, he's not just earned some points. I think the judges are going to remind them to listen to him.
Yep, that's right, with 1 second left.
1 second left, and this is pretty mixed scoring there.
That was a double push kick at the end, and high scoring, 10-8, 6-7, 4-7, 9-6, 5-2. So
3-2 in favor of Ilya.
Rapide, da? Și nu stai la contre de braț cu el. Tu dai picioare. Ții brațele în gardă, picioare. Ții brațele în gardă, picioare. Nu e foarte bun pe picioare, e bun pe brațe.
Ne pune și vreau.
Deci tu trebuie să dai picioare ca să-i cumperi și vedeți că mai mult la plată.
So I'm sure Ignat's corner wants to see some of the technique that was so dominating yesterday against a fighter that didn't have the technique that at least Ilya has put up. Ignat has had to have a more challenging fight so far.
And again, the in-corner cam, as we shall call it. And you see both fighters and coaches quite happy with the way this is progressing and evolving.
Ignat trying to make something happen there, coming out of the gate with a push kick, but not scoring.
Wow.
It's a clash of thigh kicks there.
Eyes met in the middle. And it left Ilya a little bit.
Yeah, you see him moving, Ignat moving gingerly and getting a forcible count because that right leg is sore from that inside thigh kick.
Just as we saw earlier, when Hong Xing Kong showed us exactly how devastating inside thigh kicks can be.
Nice exchange of punches there from Ignat.
No surprises that Ilya is coming in with those kicks again, but right, he was...
Ilya's pretty comfortably in the lead there, leading in with the left hand. Nice right hand cross from Ilya. And here, 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the round, and Ilya has a nice lead.
Yeah, he's really raced into the lead, and it's a little less energy from Ignat now.
Well, I don't know how much that kick is factoring into Ignat not being able to mount, but
just doing as much as he can once the fighter was down to urge him on.
You see Ignat's hands not up quite as quickly.
Yeah, and he's moving a little slower now, and definitely not.
He's trying to conserve the energy for the technique, and there he's getting some punches out, but that all of those punches are sort of haymaker to the side, not very focused jabs. Trying to go for a big, he's a big guy, he's trying to go for a big, heavy cross if he can. And there is Ilya really forcing the issue and both men off.
Well, with 45 seconds left and this reduced amount of energy and movement from Mihai Ignat in the black, you'd have to favor Ilya here to go through to the final.
Well, Ilya has mounted a 12-5 and a couple of the judges 1 and 2. And looks like he has more of the energy there on the platform. Ignat's trying to hang in there, but he hasn't really responded with the technique. There's a spinning back fist, but that technique is a sort of a blind technique. So when you're down on energy, it moves just that much slower.
And we have seen them in various speeds, and right now with 15 seconds
very
left,
slow for Ignat. It shows you just how fatigued he is.
That takedown is going to take him into double digits from all 5 judges. Well, it should do. No, in fact, he's going to need one more.
Ignat trying to hang in there for sort of these last few seconds and actually gets 1 point by taking down Ilya.
So it's comfortable in the end for the Belarusian.
Yeah, he's just going to wear the clock down, and with 1 second left to go, that's not a lot to do.
15-7, 17-6, 15-7, 15-6, 9-7 in the end. So just that final judge number 5 that saw it a lot more closer, but pretty much cleanly, at least 7 points in. As we look at some of his movement, was good, and that was a good catch.
Sure.
Or capture. So he moves through to the final, and he will face either Robin Larsen or Mamadresa Golipur. Now, you said that Golipur had a lot of technique. We saw a jumping side kick from the Swede Robin Larsen. This could be a pretty pounding fight. This is our penultimate bout for this morning session. We've got the massive Abdrimov Kwan from Kyrgyzstan, who we saw in the corner earlier,
Sure.
coming up afterwards. And right now, one of these fighters, Robin Larsen in the red and Mamadresa in the black. So Mihai Ignat, who had that KO to get him through the final, while Robin Larsen had his own KO as well over Stefano Paolo Vickery from South Africa yesterday. That was the final bout, in fact, of the night. Oh, I stand corrected, sorry. There was, in fact, Mamadresa was the final one. Both of them are here now. And there's going to be a lot of screaming here. We've got a lot of Swedish support and a lot of
Swedish support,
Iranian support.
Look at that technique. Beautiful roundhouse kick, but blocked.
Well, look at that.
You see Golipur really going for it there on the technique and sort of swarming and oppressive.
Well, he's already up to 9 points with one judge,
Sure.
just over 20 seconds.
So Larsen will look here to try and get his footing to get back in the fight. It's been a little bit tough. The first 30 seconds have been very oppressive. The clinch here helps him to sort of
Just reset himself.
That's
a little
right.
bit, yeah. He's marginally shorter, but at 90 kilograms, both these guys,
it's a relative.
yeah, it's pretty much, they've got big punches and big kicks, and that's
So
a huge
beautiful
kick
roundhouse
for
kick.
Robin to take. And credit to him, he's still in there. He's had his block up a good few times.
Yeah, Robin has shown us he's good at protecting there because these techniques are coming. Unfortunately, Golipur went down on him, so Red's down first.
Still, no judges have been able to score Robin yet. I'm sure he's going to be looking to get a couple of punches in at least.
There's his side kick, and he actually scored some points
with
there.
the back fist, right?
Well, actually, they didn't score the side kick, but they scored the punch.
Scored the punch, right? But wow, Mamadresa is now in double digits with 4 of the 5 judges. He's 1 point off judge number 2.
It's a bit of an uphill climb for Larsen. Golipur being a slightly taller fighter, trying to figure out his strategy for getting inside.
Well,
Threw up a couple of kicks and a spin. Tried to do a spinning hook kick, but lost his balance there, and Golipur gets 2 points.
So, as expected, some cheers from the Iranian supporters in the crowd. It's looking like one of their fighters, another one of their fighters, has got 1 foot in the final. There's too little time left now for Robin Larsen to come back into this round, though he is trying. One last look at 19-1, 12-1, 14-3, 13-2, 13-0.
So this is a case where in Sweden's corner, trying to help him figure out how. There was a nice hook kick that was up, but a beautiful hook kick that connected. However, by falling, he ended up trading those 2 points. It was a beautiful spinning hook kick.
Now let's listen in.
Han blev utdragen på den. Jag tror det. Är du med? Titta på mig. Är du med? Ja, inte snart. Jag känner det redan. Och inte ingen slagfrekvens. Ingen boxning.
So here's where you see, without me understanding the language,
Yeah.
but his coach was very succinct in what he needed to tell him. Not a lot of things, but where he needed to focus. And when he needed to get his fighter's attention to focus on those couple of things, you saw him get his attention and the fighter to really absorb what he wanted him to do. So let's see if we can tell that he executes. Gulliper reaching in with those long legs and scoring with the thigh kick. There's Larson able to block off one of those roundhouse kicks and get inside.
Well, a lot more activity from both
Very
fighters.
good.
And
Unfortunately,
unlucky for Robin Larson, who's been pushed off once.
Gulliper worked the lei tai to get him over there to punch, but we see here that Larson was successful in neutralizing. Gulliper put out at least 4 or 5 techniques there. Not all of them scored. Again, he just blocked, well, a couple of judges saw it as making connection. Nice punches, still not enough. Gulliper with a comfortable lead here.
And knowing that he might be in the final,
That's a kick to earn him
Might
2 more points.
be looking
It's,
for Robin.
Right. He is every couple of seconds scoring some points here on Larson that's put him, as we move into this second minute of the bout, in double digits with one judge. But he's now trying to push Larson off, but Larson is a formidable opponent there. He's not going to be pushed off easily, but he's already gone off once. So here, Larson trying to figure out how do you make something happen, and Gulliper staying out of
Yeah.
reach.
25 seconds left in the round.
Larson turned. Not a solid side kick, but
Well, he got some points on the board for this round at least, but Amadresa Golipo is just overpowering him.
and Amadresa's corner is looking at the board, telling him where he is. And Larson trying to push him off, and Gulliper giving him a little bit.
And he will get it,
the
and
fight
that is going to be,
over.
with 2 seconds left. Brave effort from Robin Larson. But ultimately, it is the Iranian Amadresa Golipo that is going through to the final. Against Mihai Ignat.
When you get to this point in the fight and you're up there fighting for everything you can in the semifinals, you have to give major credit to even our fighters that aren't successful there.
3-2, no deciding rounds in this opening session. So sure with power behind it, he managed to push his opponent straight out. So that's a 4th medal for Iran, and now Belarus have made it to the final, and they're up against...
It's our first fighter from Belarus in the finals here.
Yep.
So another country added to the Czech Republic and also to Sweden.
Yep.
Showing us the reach of Sanda in this array of fighters and countries that know this finals round very well.
Once again, 41 nations have been in action this last week. Ilya Vachinia for Belarus is in the red, and Hamidreza Golipor from Iran. Chance for a 5th Iranian gold.
Well, we've seen Gulliper show us some impressive fighting.
Yep.
That roundhouse kick just scored him 2 points, and
well, he's in trouble there.
well, yeah, Ilya tried to take him off, but that was Gulliper on one leg all the way out from roughly the center of the lei tai. Just look at the height of these guys.
And exactly, and the power behind them as well. This is the 90-kilogram class. Muslim, of course, I said in the 80, Dimitra Batok and Amir Fazli in the 85. We've been systematically going through every weight class.
Nice roundhouse kick that scored there for Galapur. Galapur here ahead comfortably with under 50 seconds to go, approaching 50 seconds left in that first round, scoring at will. Finally, Ilya able to get on the board with the thigh kick there, but not even scored by all judges. So he needs some more action in order to...
Yeah, needs a little bit more.
And that's what he was worried about, but he was able to hold on there. He's a tall guy to get down. Galapur unable to convert that into a takedown. But as you see...
Oh, big kick and
Almost.
Nicely anticipated by Ilya.
So here in these last 20 seconds, Ilya is the one that needs the action to happen so that he can score some points. The more Galapur scores points, as he just did with the takedown, the greater distance he creates with that lead.
11 seconds left. There's the beeper. It's looking like it's going to Iran. What a kick.
Spinning kick doesn't score.
Yeah.
But pretty comfortable round there for Galapur.
Must be frustrating to engineer such a beautiful roundhouse kick and only have it just, you know, deflect and glance off the block.
Well, Jeevan, it's okay when you're that far ahead and you're winning the round at the buzzer.
Right.
You'll take it.
I can imagine, yeah. So, not a bad round from Ilya. Let's listen in.
На руках, Илья, не лови ноги, не надо, ты ничего не сделаешь ногами. Ничего не делаешь, значит на руках работаем. И не лови удары. Не лови удары. Ничего, как это делаешь? Ты высоко. Сарали. Аре. Машалlah, аре.
So round two.
And here's where you, again, fighting for today and for the last round in a gold medal match.
And this, of course, the chance is 1 round, 2 minutes away now from a 5th Iranian gold today.
A resounding roundhouse kick.
Everybody here heard that. Big throw, and that's how he gets his early points in, just 15 seconds in.
Here's the difference. When Galapur moves in, he's moving in and making something happen with a takedown. Hamidreza is not able to do that each time. He's covering, but there again, down. So Hamidreza is not on the board yet with the judges, whereas Galapur has built up a lead of at least 7 points here.
Absolutely,
that roundhouse
0
kick
points, and
sent him up into double digits. Hamidreza still hasn't found a pathway in yet. He's trying that, but we can see even with those long limbs, there Galapur is able to reach in and kick. Hamidreza's legs are just as long, but he's not finding the scoring range with his technique. So we're at just under 57 seconds in the round, and a couple of judges haven't seen enough technique to score
So
from Hamidreza.
There's a massive discrepancy now, 13-0 for one of the judges, and it looks like Iran are cruising towards their 5th gold.
Right. Oh, Ilya's off. Galapur has him off, and he now has a wild card.
Oh, look at that flying kick.
Right, Ilya's
And then he
Ilya's
throws it
off
off.
again. So
Hamidreza
gold
Galapur
medal win for Iran.
gets the 2nd gold, the 5th for Iran.
with a convincing display.
Yeah.
Golapur really controlled the fight. Congratulations to Hamidreza Golapur for a gold medal. Our gold medal winner in the 90-kilogram category.
Calls a lot of cheers here at the Istora Senayan. And there they are. The Executive Vice President of the IWF. As you'd imagine, a lot of high-level wushu delegates and important people have gathered here today for the finals. Bronze medal for Mihai Ignats. And a great medal for Romania, of course, and Sweden as well, as Tony would have put it, two emerging nations. Ilya Varchena from Belarus. And the winner was also spotted and pinpointed out by Tony Sims up here in the commentary box. Hamidreza Golapur from Iran. Tony remembered him from his days as a platform judge. And you've got to be a pretty serious fighter if you can stand out of the draw and the platform judge remembers your skill. And Tony was right, and look, here he is, the gold medalist in Jakarta.